The use of semiconductors has been skyrocketing over the past few years. They are creeping into all the devices that we use, including cell phones, laptops, global positioning systems, and even solar cells. But what are semiconductors exactly? How can we harness the power?
Semiconductors, typically silicon or germanium, only conduct electricity under certain conditions. Having four outer electrons, these atoms form a tetrahedral crystal system. But what enables us to harness these chips' power is doping. Doping is the injecting of impurities into a material. When we introduce elements with more electrons, there are free electrons. This is known as N-type doping. By injecting an element with less electrons, we create free holes in the crystal where electrons would have been. This is known as P-type doping. Think of a raisin cake. Without the raisins, the cake doesn't really have a flavor. But just adding a few raisins can elevate it. Likewise, it is dopants that bring out the semiconductor's abilities. By precisely controlling the position and concentration of P and N-type doping, we are able to create transistors. They are used to amplify and switch electric signals.
So, what is the future of semiconductors? Our eyes are on quantum dot LEDs, more commonly known as QD LEDs. Quantum dots are nanocrystals of semiconductors. They are so small that they are governed by quantum mechanics. The larger quantum dots, which are 10 nanometers, require less energy to excite electrons to the conduction band. This implies that the light produced when larger crystals are excited is of high frequency and low wavelengths. Hence, the color of the emitted light shifts from red to blue when the size of the quantum dot is made smaller.
QD LEDs can be easily tuned to emit different colors of light just by precisely changing the size of the quantum dot. Unlike current technology, QD LEDs can even emit light through the infrared spectrum. They can also be stimulated by light and direct electricity to illuminate. With these advantages, we picture QD LEDs showing up all around us in TV screens. Currently, some companies are experimenting with using QD LEDs as a backlight for screens. Without doubt, further research will bring screens solely made out of QD LEDs. We envision this to revolutionize our current screens and affect many facets of human life.
Whatever speculations we might have, one thing is for sure. Semiconductors are going to revolutionize the world in ways you can't imagine.